Welcome to Crap Video PowerPoint, making the most of your visuals. So CRAP stands for contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity. That's CRAP. Now these are visual design principles that Robin Williams, not the comedian, but the visual designer, came up with as a simple way to double check your visuals for your written documents as well as your PowerPoint presentations. So let's take a look at how CRAP works. Here we have a clever little French poster. Something about getting pickpocketed and what you should do when you contact the police. If you speak French, you could translate it for us. Otherwise, we have a nice poster with lights and darks. So if we use the CRAP principle, we can begin to align our information more effectively for the reader so we know how the information fits together, the relationships between and among ideas and various pieces of the information that you're presenting. So in the second version, which appears here below the first version, you can see how CRAP, contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity, are used to illustrate connections between ideas. So the main ideas that the little guy that looks like he's sinking was yelling out are lined up with the responses that the policeman has, which in the previous version, the one above, were in the bubble. You can see how bold information, contrast, is used to direct your eye, how repetition, similar use of consistent design elements, indicates that these are all steps in a process or similar items in a list. Alignment, how they're set up. The question or yelling for help on the top and the policeman's answer below. And proximity, how here in the second version, what the man yells is close to the answer that the policeman is providing. Whereas in the first version, those two are more disparate and disconnected. Disconnected visuals have the same effect as poorly crafted sentences. They leave the reader confused and without a point of reference. Well-placed visuals where all of the pieces come together to create a whole, create meaning. Take, for example, this special one-year adjustable rate mortgage. Well, we know that's a problem anyways. This is pre-2008 in the housing bubble crash. But if you look at where the contrast is, it directs your eye. We read left to right, top to bottom in Western society. And so when you see something big and bold and dark, it pulls your attention. Repetition, it draws your attention to the similarity between things. So in this visual, you can see that there are a couple of ideas that are prominently displayed through the use of CRAP. One is the interest rate, and two is the special year ARM mortgage. Right? The fine print, not so important. The mortgage companies at the bottom, bold and noticeable. This is a well-crafted document that pulls your eyes to the information that it wants you to read. This is what CRAP does. It unifies and highlights information to promote your message. And you have a choice of how you place information on the page in order to promote your message. If you look at these 4 different versions that you see here, every single one of them has the same elements included. However, the placement on the page draws your attention to different areas of the design. So the first one that we're looking at the top, in the top left-hand corner, you have a big black box in the middle with the 2 smaller rectangles and a smaller gray piece below them. In the next one over, moving clockwise, that gray piece is above the 2 smaller gray boxes which have been combined, and the large black box is down on the right. Where does your eye look at each of these? First, it goes to the big black box, which clearly says that this is important. But the alignment of the second one that we're looking at says that this piece is secondary to the other. There is a hierarchy in the alignment that you're looking at. Meaning is automatically conveyed through arrangement. To see if the meaning that you want is conveyed through your slides and the arrangement of elements within your slide, apply the squint test. So go ahead, this is a really fuzzy visual you're looking at now, but if you squint at it, you can still see the meaning coming through in the arrangement. There's clearly some sort of timeline here, moving from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, indicating a process or movement probably through time, since this is how in Western society we portray time moving from left to right. This is not true in all cultures, but in Western culture in the US, it's very true. So if you look at this and squint at it, you can see that we're moving from maybe a phase 1 to phase 2 and through these different phases. Meaning is automatically implied in the arrangement, the way you organize and use CRAP. We'll review really quickly here. CRAP, contrast. The part that's more important, the phases, are listed at the top in bold. Repetition, they repeat the same structure all the way through the phase at the top, listing underneath. Alignment, things on top have a hierarchical order. They're more important than things on the bottom, and we're moving through time from left to right. Finally, you have proximity, like ideas, such as the phase and the description, are near to one another.